What's going on, Jerome's? Take a look at PFF's top 50 NFL free agents and predictions of where they can land. Now, the Vikings, given their cap situation, probably won't be too big of players in free agency, but Vike does leave. So I wonder who it could be. It's Anthony Harris. But let's get into the list. So number one is going to be Dak Prescott. That ankle should be good to go. Cowboys, frankly, probably should have put a ring on it last offseason. Played this year on the franchise tag. Now, they probably won't tag him twice, but I think that Dallas does see that, yeah, life without Dak is a lot worse than life with Dak, so they put a ring on it. 4 years, $150, slightly less than he is asking for. It's not the $40 million per year, so it's not in the Deshaun or Mahomes type money. But also, I mean, Dak, coming off that injury, you got to feel pretty good about getting that. Plus, he gets $75 million fully guaranteed signing. You're kind of okay with that. Next up, Chris Godwin. So, I mean, Godwin has fought through injuries this year, but he's also just struggled at times with Tom Brady. But he's still one of the best receivers in the NFL. I think the Bucs understand that. So they predicted that they could possibly tag him or 5 years for $110, $22 million per year. Woo! Top of the market. Let's go. So Allen Robinson, who's, man, you feel for Allen Robinson, bro. So he went from Penn State, then he went to Blake Bortles in Jacksonville. Then now he's got Trubisky, Ponder, and Nick Foles in Chicago. It's just a mess. It's just a mess, man. But signing with the Dolphins, him, Tua, Devontae, Preston Williams. Let's go. 4 years for 80. Yeah, that's not a bad payday. Kenny Golladay, Babytron. Don't forget, he's going to be a free agent. The former, was he a second or third round pick out of Northern Illinois? Either way, not a first rounder, so no fifth year option. Regime change in Detroit. Maybe they're not about having a really good young receiver, one of the great vertical threats in the game. Maybe they're not about that. But, Lions franchise tag him, or the Giants sign him up. Gettleman. Back at it again, because Danny Dimes needs a big receiver. So 4 years, $85 million. That's a good payday. You like that. Next up, number 5, Trent Williams. The one that got away. Yeah. So Trent Williams, who was traded from Washington to San Francisco, then redid his deal. He gets himself a fresh new payday. Even though he's like 30, he's going to be, 32 or 33? Somewhere in there. But 4 years, $80 million. That's good work if you can get it. 6, our guy, Anthony Harris. This one hurts. This is why it was important to get Will Parks, but the Vikings could and should be in the market for some safety help, as I don't think Josh Metellus is it. Yeah, but Anthony Harris leaves at free agency. He played on the franchise tag this year, $11.441 million. I don't think the Vikings will tag him twice, and given the Vikings cap situation, I don't know if they can extend him a long-term deal, but now he signs with the football team, Washington, 4 years, $60 million, $15 million per. Hey, man, if you can get that, go out and get it. Yeah, he returns to his, he played in college at Virginia. Washington football team is in the area, so homecoming, close enough. Also in the safety market, Justin Simmons became a stud recently in the Vic Fangio defense, one of the best safeties in the league. Broncos keep him in-house, 5 years, 82.5, big-time safety deal. Levante David of the Bucs, where all the hype around the Bucs was on offense, but they have some young, fast, hard-hitting players on that defense too, man. But keeping him in-house, Levante David, 3 years, $40 million, towards the top end of the off-ball linebacker market for sure. Will Fuller. So this one could be complicated because he's got the PED suspension. He's going to miss one game to start the 2020 season as well. And also, I mean, Deshaun has laid down the gauntlet. Like, since they got rid of Nuke, he's like, hey, don't get rid of Will Fuller. Where if things get so bad, you're just stumping for Will Fuller, things are bad. Plus, Houston doesn't have a first or second round pick, so no real immediate help there. But now the Packers, who tried to trade for Fuller before the trade deadline, finally get him. 5 years, $87.5 million. Just that vertical threat opposite of Devonta Adams, who's not as good as Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, and Adam Thielen. So Jordan Love gets some weapons. 10, Shaq Barrett. So Shaq Barrett had a phenomenal season in 2019. Put up big sack numbers, had a 20 sack season, and then the Bucs put the franchise tag on him this year, but I don't see them doing it again. But also they give him for a 4 year, $68 million deal. So $17 million per is pretty reasonable for the edge rusher market. Brandon Scherf, pride of Iowa, former number 5 overall pick in Washington. So they put the franchise tag on Scherf this year. They couldn't work out a long-term deal, but it seems like they finally get it done. 4 years, $60 million. Now, if Scherf did hit free agency, there's always money in the banana stand, man. There is. So I would, if Thuney or Scherf hit free agency, I would give serious cause for pause about adding them as a guard on the Vikings. So you can get rid of Anthony Barr. You could not re-sign Anthony Harris. You could restructure Kirk Cousins. A lot of things you could do to find that money. 12. All right, so now I got some players changing teams. So I got Juju, who I don't know if he's a true number one. His best work when he was opposite of Antonio Brown before he went cray. And now it looks like he's potentially getting pushed out in Pittsburgh because he got Claypool, you got Deontay Johnson, you got James Washington. So Pittsburgh can draft wide receivers. Maybe they don't want to pay Juju, especially since they're going to have to pay TJ. Coming up pretty soon. But he takes his talents to the Jets, 4 years, $68 million. That's a nice payday for Juju. And then also Trevor Lawrence gets himself a reliable receiver. So Juju, Denzel Mims. Yeah, it's nice. That's a nice way to start. 13, Hunter Henry. Played this year for the Chargers on the franchise tag. They re-signed him 4 years, $4 million. Never really understood Hunter Henry. Like, he's good. He's not great. I don't know if he'll ever be great. But 14, Phillip Rivers. Now, the Colts should not re-sign Phillip Rivers. It's over. Finito, he's dead. I'd rather they just start Jacob Eason, maybe give Jabroni Brisket the time of day again. But them re-signing him, no, don't do it, man. Don't do it. Cam. Where's Cam going to end up? So, 15, Cam Newton. He signed that 1 year minimal deal with incentives for the Patriots. Doesn't look like old Cam. He's old. He's beat up. Mobility is gone. Accuracy never really was great, and now it's even worse. But, yeah, I don't think they run it back in New England. So, Bengals, 1 year, $21 million deal. Now, they can do this to hedge if Burrow is going to be ready to start the season, as well as they can afford to give Cam Newton that money because Burrow is on his rookie deal. Even though he's number one overall pick, it's still relatively pretty edible in terms of cap space. So they bring on Cam Newton for 1 year, and then they could allow Joe Burrow, who tore a ton of ligaments besides the ACL, enough time to get back so they don't have to rush him. 16, Clowney. So Clown Shoes signed that 1 year minimal deal. Well, not minimal, but 1 year, like, was it $13 million deal with Tennessee? Really doesn't matter. But yeah, what's up with Tennessee? So Clowney's hurt and Vic Beasley didn't work out. How come you're so bad at getting edge rushers, man? But the Titans run it back, 1 year, $13 million deal, fully guaranteed. And it is what it is. I think Clowney's destined to go down that Ndamukong Suh route where he's just a mercenary and just every single year is year to year. It's whatever. Taylor Moton, who is a nice little tackle with the Panthers. Well, nice little. But yeah, Western Michigan rode the boat. He's doing phenomenal work in Carolina. They reward him handsomely, 5 years, $82.5 million. I really do enjoy that. 18, Jameis. So he signed the 1 year, $1 million deal with the Saints after throwing $9 million interception with the Bucks. Tom Brady's like, hold my beer. But the Colts signed Jameis Winston 1 year, $5 million. Now, I guess this would make sense if they don't plan on resigning or bringing back Jacoby Brissett, depending on what his contract situation is. I know they gave him a small extension a couple years ago. But yeah, you got Easton in the building, a 4th round pick. So I don't know. Thuney one time. So he played on his franchise tag in New England this year. But the Cardinals, Kyler Murray, 4 years, $57 million. That's a nice little payday for the guard. Next up, Marcus Williams. That 2017 class for the stupid Saints is actually pretty good. So you got Ramczyk, you got Williams, you got Lattimore, you got Alvin Kamara. You got everyone, man. But Jaguars just finally trying to get together. They have a ton of cap space. They have a ton of young talent. But Marcus Williams gives himself payday, 4 years, $52 million. Shermanator, coming back from that injury. And he's come back from multiple injuries with the Niners, but he looked pretty good. He had a pick on Sunday against the Rams. Runs it back 2 years, $28 million with the Niners. Stays on the West Coast. Fitztragic. Oh, where's he going to end up? This one's amazing. So Fitztragic, dun dun dun. Patriots, 1 year, $10 million. So I fully expect the Patriots to draft a quarterback high this year. I think that Mac Jones or Kyle Trask will be available at the top of the second round. I think that makes a ton of sense for the Patriots. But getting Fitztragic as yet another bridge quarterback, where now Fitztragic will have played for every single team in the AFC East. Yeah, started with the Bills, went to the Jets, now he's with the Dolphins, now to the Patriots. It's amazing. It's amazing. William Jackson's third in Cincy. Now, Cincy had spent some money getting some cornerbacks because Trey Waynes unfortunately tore the pec, but they keep him in-house. I think it's smart. 3 years, $40 million. He's worth every single penny. A damn fine cornerback. Desmond King, who was formerly of the Chargers, got traded to the Titans, which the Vikings would have traded for him, but nah. But he keeps in Tennessee just like Clowney, but 3 years, $17.5 million, which it's really cheap. It's really cheap. I mean, King is a hybrid safety, cornerback, plays the slot, plays some special teams as well. But I mean, under $6 million per year. Ugh, yikes. Leonard Williams, who I really like from the Jets, man. I don't know why they're not going to retain it. Well, sorry, the Jets and the Giants. I don't know why they're not going to retain him, but he signs up with the Panthers, 4 years, $72 million, $18 million per. Woo! That's something that the Panthers are missing. So a little bit of stoutness on the interior. So now you have Williams paired up with Brown. You like it. You do like it. Next up, Corey Linsley, who developed into a really nice center for the Packers, but I don't see them shelling out, especially since they gave Bakhtiari all that money. But he signs with the Chargers, who have been definitely desperately in need of offensive line upgrading. 3 years at $11 million per. John Johnson from the Rams. So now he had gotten a little bit of the time of day, and you do like his game overall, but also the Rams have done this thing where they develop defensive backs and they let them go. So, but the Rams running it back this year, 4 years, $50 million for Johnson. That's a big time payday for him. So next up, Marcus May. Oh yeah, that other safety that was pretty good on the Jets before they got rid of Jamal Adams, but they run it back with him, 4 years, $55 million. Mike Hilton signs with the Steelers, 3 years, $12 million per. Pretty damn cheap deal. Now this sucks. So Bud Dupree, playing on the franchise tag this year with the Steelers, probably wasn't going to be back since they have to give TJ Watt all the money. And plus, they just re-signed Cam Hayward, but tore his ACL against the Ravens. That sucks, man. So Colts still give him 5 years, $90 million. I don't know if that happens with the ACL so late in the year. He may have to, go the Shaq Barrett route and sign a 1-year prove-it deal somewhere. And sucks. Feel bad for him. Chidobe Awuzie, the cornerback from the Panthers, who you saw up close and personal on Sunday. Pretty decent, pretty solid, but also Jefferson did some things to him. 5 years, $55 million with the Cowboys. They do need help. And Jerry Jones is not afraid to throw money around. Jonnu Smith, the pride of Florida. Is it Florida International, Florida Atlantic? So it's one of the FIUs. Anyways, Tennessee, it does seem like they're sleeping on his talent a little bit. But yeah, I really do like Jonnu. He stays in the AFC South, goes to Jacksonville, 4 years, $38 million. I think that's a nice spot for him. Justin Fields, whoever quarterback of the future needs that security blanket, and getting Jonnu Smith is a nice little pickup there. So Russell Okung, former left tackle of the Panthers and the Chargers and the Seahawks, etc. He stays in Carolina. 3 years, $50 million deal. Alejandro Villanueva, the former Army Ranger, left tackle of the Steelers. Now, Chargers spending money, man. So picking up Villanueva as well as Corey Linsley. Let's go. Xavier Woods stays in Dallas, whatever. Melvin Ingram, the former great edge rusher, South Carolina Gamecock, opposite of Joey Bosa. Now, he had been holding out for a better deal, but not so much. But yeah, the Lions gonna Lions, man. Yeah. Here comes a new boss, same as the old boss, but big time deal for Melvin Ingram, whose best years are behind him. Okay. Shaq Griffin re-signs with the Seahawks. Dunbar also signs with the Seahawks. Corey Davis, so number 5 overall pick, Western Michigan, rode the boat. Had really gotten lost in the shuffle in Tennessee after A.J. Brown has stepped up. But yeah, football team, 4 years, $65 million. This is a guy who didn't even have his 5th-year option picked up. It's like, are you kidding me? $16 million per for Corey Davis? Washington, baby, get after it. Jaylen Brown, Titans. Matt Milano, Titans. Matt Milano, Bills, excuse me. Aaron Jones. What's going to happen with Aaron Jones, man? You can shell out, keep the best running back that you've had since, I don't know, Edgar Bennett or Ahman Green. You going to do that, Green Bay? No, they let him go. 4 years, $45 million with the Dolphins. Dolphins, man. Dolphins getting after it. And Dolphins aren't afraid to take chances, man, because they signed Matt Breida and Jordan Howard this offseason. They both ended up bust. But I think Aaron Jones certainly has a lot more tread on the tire, be a dynamic weapon for Tua and company. And the rest of it, Marvin Jones ends up with the Browns. Yannick the Freak Ngakoue ends up with the Giants. Oh, they didn't learn their lesson with Olivier Vernon. They're just going to do that again. But how ironic would it be is that Yannick's contract expires with the Ravens, and then he just re-signs here. Like, I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility, but you never know. Gerald Everett, tight end with the Rams, who've been overshadowed by Tyler Higbee, but he gets a shine on his own now. 3 years, $15 million with the Bengals. Future target for Cam Newton, as well as Joe Burrow when he gets back. Brian Poole, formerly of the Falcons, but he gets signed up with the Jets. Matt Judon, edge rusher of the Ravens, who played this year on the franchise tag. Jets, of course, they're in, man. 4 years, $64 million. KJ Wright, formerly great linebacker with the Seahawks. They keep him in the fold, 2 years, $12 million. And lastly, Dalvin Tomlinson, probably the best nose tackle in this year's free agent class, but he sticks around with the Giants, 4 years, $52.5 million. And so that's it. That's a look at the PFF's top 50 free agents, where they land, where they're going. Some interesting spots, man. Yeah, the Giants and the football team just shelling out money like no one's business. Same thing with the Jets. They're just really getting after it. You got to spend that money, man. You got to get up to that salary floor, but it's funny. But your thoughts on our thoughts and their thoughts, let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.